Driving for GRUBHUB is a privilege. It is not a right. I was desperate when I signed up for GRUBHUB. I was desperate. I didn't want to do rideshare anymore. I didn't want to give rides to people with my car. I didn't want to put myself in that kind of situation. And soon as GRUBHUB booted up in my market, I kicked the door down to get in. I was extremely impatient about getting on GRUBHUB. And I just appreciated the fact that there was an alternative to Uber in my market. DoorDash hadn't booted up in my market yet, and it was just Uber and GRUBHUB. That was it. And right out the gate, GRUBHUB treated me fairly and really good. It was unheard of at the time for me to hear a gig app showing any form of appreciation, because Uber did not show appreciation, not in the form of cash anyway. Uber has this other way of showing appreciation, and rideshare people, if you notice, let's say you're a sports person and you provide rideshare, you'll notice that you provide rideshare to fellow sports people. If you're into lifting weights, bodybuilding, you'll be giving rides to people who like to work out. Call me crazy. You know, I was a smoker then, and it seemed like I got paired up with every chain smoker in Huntington, West Virginia, because I allowed people to smoke in my car. I know that's against Uber's rules, but I'm an independent contractor, baby. And there's a way to get rid of the smoke. I'll make a video on it later. So here comes GRUBHUB, and they're just showing appreciation. They're doing all the right things. I'm not hearing any drivers getting screwed over. I'm hearing drivers screwing over GRUBHUB, and it really pisses me off when I hear that to this day. And then all of a sudden I hear a whole bunch of entitlement. It's our right. We can do whatever we want. We're independent contractors. And I'm like, hold on, guys. Hold on. At first I was overwhelmed. At first I was fearful to openly be a Premier driver back a few years ago, because I received so much hate from the cherry picking community. So I was fearful to speak my mind. But I'm just like, this is not something we're entitled to at all. This is a complete privilege. Yes, we're independent contractors, and yes, GRUBHUB is our contractee. They are the people we receive the contracts from. You do them a favor, they'll do you a favor and help you pay your bills. It's always been that way, and as far as I know, it's always going to be that way. But the only way to improve it and keep GRUBHUB standing and around is to pick up in orders, baby. I wish some of you cherry pickers would experiment, go out on a limb. It ain't gonna kill you to turn on GRUBHUB and run 100% for a month just to try out Premier, to see if there's something you're missing, instead of listening to everyone else. All the people saying, I don't want other drivers to be afraid of declining orders, those people do not have your best interest in mind. They're trying to sell views on YouTube. They know that's popular to say. All the people who act like delivering to non-tippers is beneath them, they're selling views on YouTube. They're playing on your emotions and manipulating people. For all the creators out there that are trying to take control of the gig economy and trying to manipulate everyone into not taking no-tip offers with the idea in mind that no non-tippers will never ever get their food unless they start tipping. Here's the problem. That's all bullshit. That's all bullshit. That's all to sell views on YouTube. If you give a non-tipper a reason to not tip, they're not going to start tipping. End of story. This psychology out there that the psychology that some of these gig tubers have require everyone on the planet to think like they do, and they don't. The customer does not give a damn. Not one. They have nothing to lose. Why should they care? Just saying. I feel privileged to have access to the GRUBHUB platform. Therefore, I treat it like a privilege and pick up the slack. Just because we have a right to do something doesn't mean it is the right thing to do. I think all the cherry pickers are missing the bigger picture. What will happen if we lose GRUBHUB? I know exactly what's going to happen. I can predict that one pretty easily. DoorDash and Uber Eats will do exactly what they want to do, and they won't care who don't like it. GRUBHUB is the competition right now. They're the one treating drivers the best. So DoorDash and Uber Eats has to compete with that to maintain drivers. If GRUBHUB goes under, it would not shock me if Uber Eats and DoorDash came together and made a deal that they would pay a flat rate so there's no competition between the platforms. And if you think that they aren't talking to each other, you're crazy. You're crazy. I bet you everything that the CEOs of all these companies get together once a year and just chit chat, play blackjack, and smoke cigars. That's just the way I see it in my head. It would not shock me. It would not shock me to find out that that's happening. Guys, it's now or never. GRUBHUB needs help. They're giving you access to a multi-million-dollar app to make money. No money up front. They pay for everything as far as getting your access to the app, running your background, etc., etc. Every time you call in to driver support, that costs GRUBHUB money. I promise you, it costs GRUBHUB a pretty penny. They're covering it. There's a lot to be thankful for to have this privilege we call GRUBHUB. GRUBHUB is a driver-first company. Instead of looking at a $3 payout and feeling like it's insulting and it's beneath you, pick it up, carry it out, and see what happens next, baby. I've been doing this for years. You just don't know what you're missing. But to me, driving for GRUBHUB is an absolute privilege, and I like to continue to keep that privilege, and I'm going to do everything I can to keep that privilege. I do not see it as a right. I see it as a privilege and a business. And when I drive for GRUBHUB, I drive like I run GRUBHUB. That's just all there is to it. It is what it is. But until next time, peace.